Competitive Valorant is changing forever. Riot Games announced that in 2023, the VCT will be moving towards a franchised model featuring international and regional leagues. Some people love the changes, others aren't so sure. Here are the details so you can decide for yourself. Hey everyone, it's Elisabeth. I'm still recovering from COVID, as you can tell and hear, but this news was too big not to share. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Just all of the things. And as Danny says, cheers. If you've watched Valorant's competitive scene, at least for a little bit by now, you're used to how things work. It is routine. Qualify to compete in your region, get those circuit points, work to compete on the international stage, and then do it all over again. Well, get rid of those usual expectations, homie. Crush them, throw them out. Because the future of competitive Valorant is here. Well, it's coming in 2023, so it's right around the corner. On April 28th, Riot announced how they would be revamping the Valorant competitive scene with all new features and infrastructure. They summarized everything in a handy-dandy pyramid chart that breaks it all down. The first thing is that there will be an in-game competitive mode that's separate from the standard ranked queue. This will help you and your fellow cracked kids qualify for domestic leagues, which in Riot's words, not mine, will provide esports organizations with a new way to recruit you. So remember us little ones when all of you are up there competing on Riot's cool stages with like your TSM or Fahey jersey, okay? Moving on up the pyramid, let's talk about domestic leagues. These will be organized competition spaces that will work hand in hand with that new in-game mode to help showcase your talents to the world. They've already done something like this in Europe. We've seen VRL or Valorant regional leagues in Europe with leagues in France, Spain, Turkey, CIS, and other parts of EMEA. Then we reach Game Changers. Riot plans to invest more into Game Changers, which includes, quote, more training sessions for aspiring talent. Third-party tournaments have always been a thing, will continue to be, but then we get to the nitty-gritty of international leagues. Cue the dun-dun-dun, but actually pay attention to me and take us out of 1.25 speed for once and listen up. Pardon me while I read directly from the source. Quote, international leagues will be our new premier level week-over-week competition in the Valorant esports ecosystem, on land and in studios with audiences, health and safety permitting across the globe. These leagues will be the new method by which teams qualify for our premier level global tournaments, masters, and champions. I know you're excited about in-person events, something our league siblings got to enjoy, but pipe down because there is more. We'll incorporate a long-term partnership model with a select number of teams in each league. Teams from North America, Latin America, and Brazil will make up a league. Teams from Europe, Russia, Turkey, and MENA, that's Middle East and North Africa. And teams from Southeast Asia, Korea, Japan, South Asia, and Oceania. That is a lot to take in, so to break it down Liz SparkNotes style, leagues are being formed in each of these regions. These leagues are how teams will compete for Masters or Champions events. Riot will also select teams to waive their fees and provide funding, quote, in return for their investment in the growing ecosystem. Which sounds very finance bro, if I'm being honest to you. But basically what this means is that this differs from normal franchising. In normal franchising, teams would have to pay a lot of money for their spot. With this new format though, certain teams won't be charged, they only need to apply for a chance to be selected. Which is precisely why you have people like Hastro hoping that they'll be selected by Riot as a partner. At the tippy top of the pyramid is Masters and Champions, as well as a Game Changers Championship. There are plans for bringing these events to a live audience as soon as this year, if possible. Teams will compete from those international leagues to make it here via a selection process that has not been detailed yet. So this is all pretty familiar and pretty vague. Our league siblings are now like pointing at their screen like Leonardo DiCaprio because yes, this is what Riot has learned with League, and they're now applying it to Valorant. In 2018, Riot moved to have the NALCS be franchised with a $10 million flat fee and a whole host of steps for teams to become a part of a league. The reaction to the Valorant franchising from the community has been pretty positive. Well, besides Vanity, who might become a Fortnite pro if he has to move to LA, which like fair, Anthony, fair, LA sucks. What, I'm from Jersey, I've been raised to hate the West Coast. But there has been some fear about the franchising and what this will do to lower tier teams and scenes. Franchising means that we will not see those moments where smaller teams will fight their way to the top and fight the biggest dogs, like TSM versus Discord Kitties Uwu, anyone? Fight of the century. Philip Aram, LCS Players Association Executive Director, warned that if anything gets franchised like this, it's not actually good news. When any developer provides franchising or long-term partnerships to select teams, they are effectively closing the marketplace to competition. These teams gain unprecedented ability to say, if you don't like it, good luck going to one of those other fixed teams with power. He went on to describe how in League of Legends, franchising reduces market competition, with no teams outside the closed league to compete with, or it can offer the bare minimum to players simply because they can. We've also seen franchising just plain not do super well, like with the Overwatch League or COD, where it is super expensive to own a team and teams are just eventually sold. Obviously, this won't be the case here with Riot fronting the costs, but franchising isn't all sunshine and rainbows. You've also seen for a while player concerns about how franchises like the Overwatch League just aren't the right way to go about things. Whatever you think about these changes, they are huge. I feel like I just got used to the whole Challengers, Masters, Champions with the Valorant Champions Tour, and then bam! Whole new structure. Also, Riot, if 2023 doesn't bring a clear nomenclature, I don't want it. It also confuses Uffies. One of my favorite things about Valorant is just about how everyone is able to compete and find their way. How teams like Girl Kissers can work their way upward. I fear franchising will take the spotlights away from those tier 2 and tier 3 golden teams. And plenty of esports have done just fine without franchising. CSGO is unfranchised and unbeaten as one of the top esports in the world. But franchising does have its benefits to esports as a whole, including stability and monetary gain. It is 2022, however, so we'll have to wait a little bit longer to see how all these changes affect the scene. Hopefully all this franchising will bring about the dawn of an even greater Valorant where anyone can compete on the path to pro and be scouted by these top teams and not just grind ranked and pray that Shazam says on stream, "Who is this kid? Sign him." Which means all of you cracked Zoomers can get out of my ranked games and go somewhere else. Like the grandest stage of them all. Wheeler Yuta, okay, listen. I turned into like a 5-year-old. I love Wheeler Yuta, okay? He's so talented. He's so cute. That moment where he like sat in the middle of the ring and just like signed BCC on his chest in blood, I was like, Wheeler! Wheeler!